why only 6 to 11% of businesses ever make it to $1 million. About 89% of people will never make $1 million in revenue. What are your goals? What is the growth rate that you need or want to achieve? Because if you're a solo operator, in your first year, you did $50,000, let's say, right? And in your second year, you're $100,000. Well, you just grew by 50%. You're doing no marketing because you're using referral business, right? Now you get to that 150,000 and life starts getting really hard for everybody. To go from that 150,000 to 250,000, depending on the market you're in, you might need another employee. So if now you got to shell out $36,000 a year for an employee, your growth rate is now necessitates something different. The growth rate that you needed at 250,000 to get that second truck with $1,000 a month right now note with insurance and the way interest rates are, that's $1,000 a month to put a truck on the road, just a truck. So what is your growth rate? What is the revenue goal? First, what is it that you need to achieve financially to meet the goals? You have no clue if you're not doing that. What is your average ticket? Okay? What is your average ticket price? What percentage of those customers are you prepared to upsell to increase that ticket? 20, 30, 40% every time. See, because it isn't the price of the service that you need to look at, is the price of your ticket. The average invoice, what is the average invoice coming out to? Because you could sell a $49 service. Now you have to upsell it. What is the profit margin, gross and net? What is your gross profit margin? Why? Because if it costs you $150 to acquire a client, let's say it's at $15 a click. It took 10 clicks to somebody to fill out a form, or 5 clicks, and then you close only 2 out of those 10, or you close 5 out of 10. What is the cost and what is the profit margin? And what you don't realize that you're financing a lot of this down the road, especially when you're a service business on recurring income. Your ROI, your profit may not kick in for 2 to 3 months. You got to retain that client for 2 to 3 months. This is why one-time services are bad deals, because they're so uploaded up front with the cost of the sale, the cost of the marketing, the cost of the sale, because you got to pay a salesman a commission. Whether you sell it yourself or you pay somebody else, that commission needs to be factored into that price. What is your profit margin? Or the time it's going to take to get the profit. Every time I do consulting, what I find is you're underpriced. You're consistently underpriced. What is the average close rate? So when you got all these numbers, then you can say, okay, this is what I want to achieve. What ends up happening between what you want to achieve and the reality are two different things. So let's say you have a revenue, to make the numbers even, of $15,000 a month. All right. But all you can afford is $600 a month. You're going to have to cut something out somewhere to get what you want, because the goal that you need requires a 25% in marketing. Why? Because in reality, in your market, depending on your market, that's a $3,750 a month to meet the goal, to meet the need, because anything less than that, you're just not going to get any attention. So now you need $3,700, but you can only afford $600, $900, because you're going to get sticker shock. Because what will happen, remember, is you're going to find that company that will sell you a GMB for $399, $699 a month. And let's say it only produces 4 to 5 calls, that GMB, which is going to be the average. The goal is to get it to about 12 to 13 calls a month on your GMB. But in order for that, your site has to be optimized. And what I find is that sites aren't optimized 95% of the time. This is why I'm talking about it, because what the need and the want and the reality are three different things. It's never going to be what you expect, because you're not basing it, you're basing it on what people are telling you their opinion is. Their opinion is online, not based on what they're actually doing. So when I ask a question online, I will get very few results, because I ask, what are you actually doing? I don't want to hear about what the rest of the world says.